Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for the class. I'm not keeping a little well today, but we'll just try how much I can stretch. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjanashalakhaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So the last class that we saw that how Lord Krishna is describing his own universal form, and in that he's showing Arjuna his opulences and many other things also. And in this particular shloka, he's asking Arjuna to see whatever is in there in his body. So he says that इहैकस्थं इहैकस्थं जगत्कृत्स्नं पश्चाद्य सचराचरं मम देह गुडाकेश यच्छान्यद् द्र द यच्छान्यद् द्रष्टुम् इच्छसि. O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine, this universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. So he's saying that uh, mm, Ihaika means in this particular one place, uh, what is there? Jagat Kritsnam. The whole universe is there completely in this one. And the whole universe is seen also. Pashya, seen. And then he's saying that Pashyadya Sacharacharam. So what you can see even the moving and the non-moving also. And Mama Dehe Gurukesha. So Mama Dehe means my body. So see, Prabhupada will say also in that Krishna himself is saying that he is a personal. He's not impersonal. He is a person who has a transcendental body also. And Krishna is clearly saying that what you are seeing in is in my body. So Krishna has a body, because till this word Vishwarupa has not come, that will come a little later, like, when Arjuna speaks, he glorifies and he's describing whatever vision he is having of seeing the Supreme Lord. And then he's saying that Yacha Anyat Drishtam Ichhasi. Now, beyond this, whatever else you wanted to see, that also you can see. And this is what he's saying. And Krishna is saying that see this form, but Arjuna is, waiting. And then Krishna says actually that you can't see, so you will need some special eyes to see for this. And then Krishna said, I will give you those eyes to see this universal form. So that's the seventh shloka. Let's go to the next shloka. न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुं नैव स्वचक्षुषा दिव्य ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्. So he's saying that, but you cannot see me with your present eyes because currently the eyes are material eyes. To see that Vishwarup form, you need some divya ankhe, divine eyes. So therefore, I give you those divine eyes and behold my mystic power. So he's saying that na tu mam shakyase. Shakyase means able, drashtum. It's not possible to see me, O Arjuna. And then he's saying that anena eva swachakshusha. With the eyes that you have currently, you cannot see me. So therefore, divyam dadami, dadami buddhi yogam yema upayanti te. So again, Krishna is saying that divyam dadami te chakshushaha. I will give you the divine eyes, divyam. And pashyame yogam aishwarya. So he's saying that, see, just see my yoga aishwaryam, my mystic opulence, or my mystic power, which is very inconceivable to see. Like, for example, uh, hmm, uh, somebody is giving, admin access in the computer. It is not giving some additional eyes. It's not like that Arjuna has two eyes and Krishna gives him some extra eyes. It's just that Krishna is giving access to his own opulences. So, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has said that this Virat Roop is actually not spiritual. It is also material because it is about universal, which is a material universe. So, by one definition, we can say that anything that is connected to Krishna is spiritual because it is connected to Krishna. That is okay. But that is the form which is from an application perspective. But from the uh, composition or the constitutional perspective, there are certain things which are made up of earth, fire, air, ether, and certain things which are made up of knowledge, bliss, and eternity, or Satchidananda. So that is the difference between matter and spirit, and this truth always remains the same. So other people around Arjuna, they have normal eyes because Arjuna is in the middle of the battle and this conversation is happening. So those who are around Arjuna, they have normal vision. Then there is pure devotional service also. So where one is seeing Krishna, he understands that okay, Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. He is God, and mm, who has covered his divinity out of love, and he has become the charioteer of Arjuna uh, because he's the friend of Arjuna, and out of love for his friend Arjuna or out of friendship. So this vision Arjuna has. So for Arjuna, giving divine vision or this divya vision uh, is actually downgrading his vision, because he's he's able to see the two-handed form of Krishna in front of him, right? In this Parthasarthi form. So, Prabhupada also, if you see in the purport, he writes that devotees who are, where is it? Devotees who are currently situated in a transcendental relationship with Krishna are attracted by loving features, not by a godless display of opulences. The playmates of Krishna, the cowherd boys of Vrindavan, the friends of Krishna and the parents of Krishna never want Krishna to show his opulences. They're so immersed in pure love that they do not even know that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. In the loving exchange, they forget that Krishna is the supreme Lord. So, if you see that how Prabhupada over here is saying that it's a godless display of opulences. So, actually, this is the vision of the devotee, and and it is not just the devotee is not just interested in the display of some power of Krishna, or he's not interested in what all he has, but and even God is not interested. Krishna is also not interested that whatever powers I have, he's very happy with the selfless love that the Brajavasis are showing him. So Krishna in the spiritual world is not interested in this nature of display of his power. That okay, you all bow down to me, and these are some rituals that you have to do, in the spiritual world. No, Krishna is more interested in reciprocating love with his devotees. And for that, what he does is he covers his divinity, but sometimes he exhibits it to attract people. So, where Prabhupada is saying that in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that the boys who play with Krishna are all highly pious souls. And out of many, many births, they are able to play with Krishna. Such boys do not know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They take him as a personal friend. And therefore, Srila Shukdev Goswami is reciting this particular word. Itham satam brahma शुकानुभूताय दास्यं गतानां परादैवेतेन माया आश्रितं नरा दारकेन शाकं विज्रहरू कृता पुण्यपुञ्जनः पुञ्जः. So he's saying that here is the supreme person who is considered the impersonal Brahman by the great sages, the supreme person of Godhead, by devotees, and a product of material nature by ordinary men. Now, these boys who have performed many, many pious activities in their past lives are playing with that supreme personality of Godhead. So, so he's saying over here that, see, very nice, this shloka is, let's just discuss it. He's saying that Itham satam brahma shukanubhutaya. Here he's saying, here is the same person, Itham satam. Here is that same person who is considered to be Brahma. Brahma Sukha, impersonal Brahman, by whom? By the great sages. And then he's saying that Dasyam Gatanam. Das means for those who are in personal relationship, they want to serve him. Those who are those who have that personal understanding, they want to serve him. Dasyam Gatanam Paradaivatena. So Paradevatena means what? That he is a transcendental, Lord. Okay, or God. And then he's saying that Maya Ashritanam Nara Darakena. Uh, Darakena. So those who are taking the shelter of who? Maya Ashrit. Maya ka ashray jo lete hai. So those are taking the shelter of Maya. Then what is happening? They are thinking that he is Nara Darakena. He's like an ordinary person. And then he's saying that Shakam Vijaharuha Krita Punya Punjaha. So he's saying that this same absolute truth, है ना, he's playing with the Gopas, and definitely these Gopas have done some punya. है ना, they must have acquired some treasury. If punya krita, uh, these are not ordinary, punya. These are punya punja. These are bhakti unmukha punya. Extraordinary pious devotional credits these Gopas have got. So, okay, this shlok is from the 10th canto, okay? So he's saying that, uh, and if you see Prabhupada also, no, over here he's saying that uh, Lord is perceived by different people, okay? And those who are just give me 1 minute, okay? I'm not able to find. Hmm. The fact is that the devotee is not concerned with seeing the Vishwarupa universal form, but Arjuna wanted to see it to substantiate Krishna's statement, so that in the future people could understand that Krishna is not theoretically or philosophically presented himself as the supreme, but actually presented himself as such to Arjuna. So, if you see, different people perceive the Lord in different ways, right? But certain perceptions will be favorable for devotional life. So this Virat Roop perception is not very much favorable for the intimate reciprocation with Krishna. So for such devotees, the Lord is placing them in such an arena where he is having this intimate form. So the devotees are not very much interested in seeing the Virat Roop, but for others, he is, asking. Arjuna is asking for those people who do not believe in the Supreme Lord. So those who are actually interested, here he is writing, those who are actually interested in understanding Supreme Wisdom Godhead and who follow in the footsteps of Arjuna should understand that Krishna not only theoretically presented himself as the Supreme, but actually revealed himself as the Supreme. So some statements are so very wonderful, means these are all, you can mark them for our own understanding. Yeah, when he says godless display, Lakshmi Narayan Prabhu, when he's saying, this godless display, so for this godless display is not for only, what do you say? uh, for the others, like, so it is that how God is exhibiting his opulences. And uh, this is the vision of a pure devotee, that he's not interested. So when he's saying this godless display of opulences, he's saying that this is not Krishna's original nature. This is not his, uh, what do you say, Sarup Lakshan. or he's not, these are not his personal, features, you can say, or loving features. These are, for those people who are attracted by the power and, all these other material opulences. That's how. Okay. So this is what godless display means. Okay, let's go to the next shloka. That's the ninth shloka. Okay. So now we hear uh, from this ninth shloka onwards. Now Sanjay will describe Arjuna's vision of the universal form. Sanjay, as we know, is actually, describing the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna to Dhritarashtra. So, what is Sanjay's, what is Sanjay seeing? Imagine what power Sanjay has, that he can enter into Arjuna's, mind and see what Arjuna is seeing. Like, so, Sanjay Uvacha Evam Uktva Tato Rajan Mahayogeshwaro Hari Darshayam Asa Parthaya Param Rupaishwaram. Sanjay said, O king, having spoken thus, the supreme lord of all mystic power, the personality of God, had displayed his universal form to Arjuna. So, if you see that what is happening is over here is that uh, he's revealing Krishna. He reveals that that he's revealing him Param Rupam Aishwaryam. So what he is going to reveal is this divine universal form of the Supreme Lord. This is what he's going to reveal. Let's go to the next. The Acharyas are writing that for Arjuna, everything was visible at one place. So the Acharya is writing that these manifestations of the universal form were distributed throughout the universe. But by the grace and inconceivable potency of Lord Krishna, Arjuna could see them all while sitting in one place. So, see, Krishna's manifestations are distributed because when he breathes out, millions of universes, are created, right? But when Arjuna saw, what Arjuna saw was indescribable. So, nobody can describe what Arjuna is seeing. But yet, Sanjay tried to give a mental picture of that great revelation to Dhritarashtra in this particular section. So, he's trying to, give that picture of what Arjuna is seeing. Okay, let's see what Arjuna is seeing that. अनेक वक्त्र नयनम अनेक अद्भुत दर्शनम अनेक दिव्य भारणम दिव्य अनेको दिव्य अनेको द्यात युद्धम. Then he's saying that दिव्य दिव्यमालाम्ब्य मरं धरं दिव्य गन्धानुलेपनं सर्वश्चर्यमयं देवम् अनंत विश्वतोमुखम्. So he's saying that Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouth, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, and all expanding. So this is what he's saying, that there were many aneka vaktra nayanam. There were many, faces and many eyes also, and aneka divya, uh, aneka divya abharanam. Bharana means, what do you say, ornaments and garments also. So when we say abhushan, so abharanam, that way. And divyaka aneka uh, uh, udyata ayudham. So many weapons were also there. Divya malayambara dharanam. So there were many, dresses also and garlands also, and there were many gandha also. So nice, fragrances also were there. So, see, in the Vedic times, when a person is honored, so that time, sandalwood paste and, such things are applied to him. Yeah, if you see, on a daily basis also, we apply, uh, you know, sandalwood pulp to Krishna, right? Chandan, either to Shaligram Shila or to the lotus feet of Krishna when we are putting tulsi. So under the tulsi leaf, we put sandalwood and then we place it on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So because we honor the Supreme Lord, okay, such thing. So that is a, matter of honor. Sandalwood paste is, you honor the Supreme Lord. So he's saying that, uh, and then he's saying Sarva Mayam Devam. So this form of the Supreme Lord, it is filled with many amazing things, wonderful things, Ashcharya. You will be, आपको आश्चर्य होगा, you will be mesmerized seeing all these things. And then he's saying Anantam Vishwatomukham. This is an unlimited form of the Supreme Lord, and this form is all pervading also. Vishwata Mukham, it is pervading throughout the universe also. This is what he's trying to say. Let's go to the next. Then he's saying the 12th shloka. He's saying that Devi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yugapad Uthita Yati Vaha Sadrishi Sayad Bhasa Stasya Mahatmana. He's saying that if hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. So, see, uh, in this, what he's saying is that Bhavet Yugapad Uthita, he's saying that at the combination time of these two yugas, you know, Satyug or Treta Yuga, it's a combination time. So the sun's effulgence becomes more greater when there is a combination time. And at that time for destruction, uh, one of the factors that will accelerate or trigger is will be the increase in the temperature of the sun. So that is why saying that bhavet yugapat uthita yadi bhaha sadrishi sadyat. So he's saying that if there were thousands of suns at that time with that effulgence like that, at that particular time of destruction. So that effulgence is the effulgence of the Supreme Lord only. So see, uh, hmm, Prabhupada used in this purport that it is indescribable. What Arjuna saw was indescribable. And yet Sanjay is trying to give a mental picture of that revelation to Dhritarashtra. So sometimes words become very much inadequate to describe the spiritual vision. So such time words are not describers, but they could be just indicators. You can say that darsha raha hai, indicate kar raha hai. So when we concoct two ideas like uh, Krishna is bluish black perception, of the cloud, and the young boy is that is just an indicator of the pointer of that Supreme Lord. So he's not like that exactly. Just give me a minute. We try to glorify the Lord or try to describe the Lord. That is also a devotional service, but it is nowhere compared to his actual opulence. And these glories are like, minimizing his real opulence. So the Vaishnava acharyas say that that does not mean that we stop glorifying the Lord or we will not glorify the Lord. But it is actually our limitations. But Krishna is so kind that he accepts that glorification as service. So whatever is being revealed is just an indication over here. Okay, let's go to the next shloka. He's saying that Tatre kathas kasytham jagat krishnam prabhibhaktam manekanena apashyad अपश्यद्दैव देवस्य शरीरे पांडवस्तथा. At that time, Arjuna could see the universal form of the Lord, the unlimited expansion in the universe, situated in one place, although divided into many thousands. So, um, see, Arjuna and Krishna were sitting on the chariot when Arjuna saw the universal form. Others on the battlefield could not see this form because Krishna gave this vision only to Arjuna. Arjuna could see in the body of Krishna many thousands of planets, and uh, there were many universes and many planets. Some of them were made of earth. See, some planets were made of earth, some of gold, some made of jewels, and some very great. Some are not so great. Sitting on this chariot, Arjuna could see all these, but no one could understand what was going on between Arjuna and Krishna. So, very difficult to understand, what was going on over here because those eyes were given only to Arjuna. Those eyes were not given to anybody else other than Arjuna. So then ahead he's saying that ततः स विस्मयाविष्टो हृष्टरोमा धनञ्जय प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं कृत्स्नं कृताञ्जलेर्भाषतः. Then bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances. With folded hands, he began to pray the Supreme Lord. So then, he'll start speaking from here. So, from here onwards, till another like 15 slokas or so, Arjuna is going to give his experience of seeing the universal form. Okay, so this is Arjuna's experience of seeing the universal form because he has got those divine eyes to see the Supreme Lord. So he's saying that Arjuna Vacha Pashyami Devastava Devadehe Sarvams Tatha Bhuta Vishesha Sangam Brahmanam Misham Kamalasas Sanastha Mrushishcha Sarva Nurgascha Divyan. He says that, my dear Lord, Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower as well as Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents. Just give me 1 second, okay? I would just like to see in the Subodhini. Yeah. So, now Arjuna is actually, he's saying that he's seeing, many, many living beings, and he's seeing, people from top to bottom of the universe. And mm, see, the first thing over here, what he's describing is that uh, scope of the universe from top to bottom, you know. Okay, what all is there from top to bottom. And Arjuna is seeing everything in the universe, and he's seeing Brahma also, and he's seeing all the celestial serpents also, and Garbhodakshai Vishnu and all. So, see, in short, he's just giving a quick synopsis of the whole universe over here. Oh, yeah. Then what he's saying that, mm, he's saying अनेक बाहूदर वक्त्रतेत्र नेत्र पश्यामि ताम सर्वतो अनंत रूपम नान्त न मध्य न पुनस्तवादि पश्यामि विश्वेश्वर विश्वरूप. A lot of the universe or universal form. I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, no beginning. So here he's saying that. Then he's saying that Kiritinam, Gadinam, Chakranam, cha, Tejo, Rashi, Sarvato, Dipti, Dipti Manantam, Pashyami Tvam, Dur Dur Nirikshayam Samanta. Uh, then he's saying that Dipta Nar Alankara Dyutim Aparemeyam. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, spreading on all the sides like the blazing fire or immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing from everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. Then he's saying that Twamaksharam param vedittavyam Twamasya vishwasya param nidhanam Tvam avyayam shashvatam dharma gopta sanatana sanatana stavam purusho mato me. You are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You're inexhaustible and you're the oldest. You're the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personal of Godhead. That is my opinion. Then he's saying that Anadi Madhyantama Anantaviryam Anantabahum Shashi Surya Netram Pashyami Tvam Diptahuta Shavakram Swatejasa Vishwamidam Tapantam. You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and the moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. So, Krishna's opulences are unlimited, and his all six opulences still, are completely not understood. So, this is the 19th shloka. Hmm. द्यावा पृथिव्योरिदम् अनन्तरं हि व्याप्तं त्वयैकेन दिश्च sorry दिशश्च सर्वः दृश् दृष्ट्वा अद्भुतं रूपम् उग्रं त्वदेयं लोकत्रयं प्रव्यथितं महान्तम्. He's saying that although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. One great, oh great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. Maybe we'll just read the translations and that will be a quick run through. All the host of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them very much afraid are offering prayers with folded hands. Host of great sages and perfected beings, crying all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. Then he's saying, all the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sandhyas, the Vishwaveda, Devas, the two Ashvis, the Marutas, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. O mighty arm one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I. Then he's saying ahead, all pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths, and your great glowing eyes. My mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the world, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions, I am bewildered. Ah. So there are like two shlokas clubbed over here by Srila Prabhupada. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers, are also rushing into your fearful mouth. And some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. In such a ghastly form, Arjuna is seeing. Imagine you see a very huge mouth and everybody's rushing and everybody's being crushed over there. As many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter blazing into your mouth. I see all people rushing full speed into your mouth, as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. O Vishnu, I see you devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universes with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible scorching rays. So, I mean, the vivid description he's giving. So, all these are some indications also that see, everybody's entering into the mouth of Krishna which means what? Those who are there on that battlefield, okay, are going to die, and Arjuna is going to be victorious. So he's saying that, O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what is your mission. So, two questions he's asking over here: that who are you? Because this ferocious form is there, but who are you in this ferocious form? Ugra Rupa, this is what he is saying in this, text, Ugra Rupo. And then he's saying, then what is your mission? So let's see what he says to say. Now Krishna starts speaking. So from here, Krishna starts speaking, okay? And what he will say, let's check. Because this is the 32nd shloka. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Lokakshaya Krut Pravruddho Lokan Samaha Ritam Iha Pravrutam Riteyapi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Yevastita Pratyanikeshu Yodhaha. Ha, Lakshmi Narayan Prabhu, I'll just maybe just in 10-15 minutes we'll just wind up. Yeah. I'm not well, but I thought that how much I can stretch because I wanted to complete this syllabus before Janmashtami so that Janmashtami we can, relaxedly, celebrate to its full glory. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both the sides will be slain. So he's saying over here is that Kalah, Kalosmi Loka Kshaya Krita Pravado. So Loka Smrita Iha Pravritaha. And uh, what he's saying is that because Arjuna has first described the universal form, and then he's described the reactions of the various residences or the perception of the universal form, and then he's describing his own emotions, and then he described suddenly the vision that is coming down to the battlefield, and he sees various warriors, that are getting destroyed, uh, uh, and previously also we had discussed that uh, mm, God destroys, like, temporary to make, way for that eternal path. And Arjuna is also concluding with that, hey Krishna, who are you? So when Krishna starts speaking from this verse, so when he's saying that Kala Asami, this Kala Rupa, because see over here, this Kala Rupa now is actually the merciful form of the Supreme Lord towards whom? Towards Arjuna. And uh, 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 actually, Kala Rupa, na, if you see, is a very ferocious form for non-devotees. But it is not ferocious for the devotee. Like, for example, for Narsingha that is there, okay? It is very ferocious form for the non-devotees. But for Prahlad and, other devotees, it's a very Saumya form. It's a very soft form. It's a very merciful form of the Lord. So, see, Srila Sridhar Swami's Ishtadev is Narsingh. And he had said that just like a lioness is ferocious for everyone except for her cubs, her sweetie sweet cubs. Similarly, nourishing Dev is also ferocious for the non-devotees. So even if you don't fight, I have come here as time, Krishna is saying, and I'll destroy everyone. So destruction is already there. It is already ordained by the divine arrangement of the Supreme Lord. But over here, Krishna wants to give the Shreya, or the what do you say in English? He wants to give the merit or credit to Arjuna. So, this is what he's saying over here. And if you see that this Virat Roop, no, is not an eternal, in the sense that this Virat Roop uh, mm, is not eternal, it is in the spiritual world. So there is no form which is existing as Virat Roop in the spiritual world. So there is Goloka, there is Ayodhya, and there is this temporary revelation which is the Lord's opulence, or you can say the vibhuti of the Supreme Lord, and how Krishna is pervading everything and he's existing also everywhere. This is what is being highlighted over here. So uh, uh, we cannot, separate destruction from, like when you say there is creation and there is destruction, so that does not mean that creation is, done by the Supreme Lord and destruction is done by somebody. So we cannot separate these creation and destruction, like, from the Supreme Lord. So, like for example, there is a king, but the king also maintains a prison house, right? For those who do wrong, the king puts them or punishes them, you know. Similarly, those who are, want to enjoy independently from the Supreme Lord, then these, planets and universes have been made for them so that they can enjoy and come back and understand that, okay, the Supreme. So, the Acharyas say over here that Krishna's plan, what is Krishna's plan? Arjuna wanted to give up fighting, right? In the second chapter, we have seen. And the Acharya is saying that even if Arjuna did not want to fight, the battle has already been fought by Krishna, right? And because of Krishna's plan, all these people have already been destroyed by the arrangement of Krishna. And that is why uh, time is destruction, and all manifestations are to be vanquished by the desire of the Supreme Lord. That is the nature of law of the nature. And Arjuna is just like an instrument. We'll see in the next shloka then how Arjuna is just an instrument in Krishna's hands. This is the 33rd shloka. So this is a very important shloka where he's saying that be just an instrument in Krishna's plan, like. Hmm. Tasmat तस्मात् त्वं उत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व जि जित्वा शत्रुन् भुक्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धं मयैवैनेत निहता पूर्वमेव निमित्तमात्र भव्य सव्यसाचिन्. So see what he's saying. Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Sabyasachi, can be but an instrument to fight. So he's saying that uh, Bhunkashwa. He's saying that you enjoy, you know, you just enjoy the kingdom. See, normally we say that we devotees should not enjoy anything. We are not meant to enjoy. We are just meant to serve. Of course, that is true. But within that seva or service, there is enjoyment. So it is not that Krishna wants us to be deprived of, all enjoyment. It's not like that. Krishna wanted us to stop depriving of enjoyment or real enjoyment in the spiritual world. And this is what Krishna wants from us. So as long as we are caught up, seeking enjoyment in this material world, or seeking enjoyment at this material level, so we cannot relish that enjoyment at the spiritual level. So they say, that sailing in two boats, you might not enjoy here also none. So that is why from the material boat, we have to come to this completely to the spiritual boat, and we can relish that enjoyment at a spiritual level. So see, when you enjoy something at a material level, it is temporary. It might just be for an hour or maybe just 10 hours. But anything that you enjoy at a material level, spiritual level, is permanent, and it is never lost also. That is why in the Bhagavatam they say, that once who has tasted the nectar of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, he cannot go anywhere. He will come back again and again. So um, here it is like, also for a devotee, enjoyment within the service of the Lord, that is not material enjoyment. It's like, in a cricket, do match fixing. It is like fixing Arjuna's consciousness and our consciousness on devotion service. So, whatever Krishna wanted to do, he can do without us also. He's Atmaram, he can do everything without us. But if Krishna wanted to build a temple, he can build a temple without any one of us. He does not require us to build a temple. If he wanted to spread his message, he can spread without any one of us. He does not require book distributors, to distribute his books and his knowledge and all these kathakars and all. He does not want all these people. So, in one sense, we can say that the results are fixed by Krishna, but Krishna is not concerned only for results at this material level. Krishna is concerned about our transformation at a spiritual level also. So Arjuna didn't say, okay, Krishna, you can do everything. So why you only do? I will just sit and drink somras, or I'll drink some bhang or something, liquor or something like that. So the idea is that not to give license, but he's giving an assurance, that Krishna is assuring Arjuna that there is a process and you follow the process and the result will come to you. Therefore, you should do only this nimitta matra bhavya savya sachi. Just become an instrument. Because, see, since our intelligence and capacity is very limited, it's just finite. So the result, what can come, is at the best very, at a mediocre level. So we should become an instrument in Krishna's plans. And our ability is used and acknowledged in that particular temple or the devotee circle that is there. So it is not that things are happening just by chance and everything is happening as per a perfect plan. Now, only a plan should be aligned to that. Now, the challenge is how to know what is Krishna's plans. Sometimes it's very difficult that what are Krishna's plans. So, there are many broad aspects also of Krishna's plans, and if we take care of this broad aspect, specific aspects also can be taken care of by the Supreme Lord. So when it is clear that how to serve Krishna, that time we should serve him. When it is not clear, that time Krishna will give us the guidance how to serve him. Dadami buddhim yogam yenama upayantite. I give them the intelligence by which they can come to me. Krishna will automatically give us that intelligence. So sometimes, devotees, they struggle for controlling their senses, but after much endeavor also, they are not successful. Why? Because Krishna wanted us, or Krishna wanted to make us realize that success will come only by his grace. And he wanted us to really beg for it. So when you really pray, you beg for it, then that's the time when success is. So sometimes Krishna gives us that failure also so that he can later give us that victory also. And sometimes devotees face problem again and again. That may be very specific treatment for him, because sometimes अगर बीमारी बहुत गहरी है तो वही ट्रीटमेंट काम आने वाली है, कोई अलग ट्रीटमेंट काम नहीं आने वाली है. आपको पता है कि you know that is why in the panchakarma also you see they give you the same treatment. They don't give something different treatment. If the body has some ama or toxins inside it, so then detox is the only method. So Krishna, mm, you know, he gives that specific treatment for him, so that that devotee can take a deeper shelter and return to him. So if detox is the only solution, detox of all our anarthas, or realizing that I am Anu and Krishna is Vibhu. So like for example, even we see that in Ramayana also we see that Jatayu had failed, but he lost that battle against Ravana, but he won the battle against Maya. He tried very hard, but he was not successful. And still, we see Lord Ram performing the last rites of Jatayu. Just as a son performs the last rite of his father, Lord Ram considered Jatayu as his fatherly figure, just as his father. And even on the death of even Abhimanyu, you see, Vyas Dev had consoled Yudhishthir, Maharaj, who was thinking himself responsible for Abhimanyu's death. And, in the material world, how much can a person elevate? He can always come down by temptation. But if you see Abhimanyu, since he died while doing devotional service, uh, Abhimanyu has gone to such a place from where he cannot be pulled down. So instead of lamenting for Abhimanyu, Vyas Devi is saying that you should lament for ourselves who are still in the material world. So, sometimes even in a Krishna conscious also, we may, lose the fight against Maya. But we should not lose the fighting spirit against Maya. We should continue. There is always an opportunity to serve Krishna no matter whatever happens. We have been given such a wonderful process. If nothing is there, we have still five potent forms of devotional service, be it reading the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita, the deity worship, serving the Vaishnavas, and going to the pilgrimage places and residing over there. These all options are available. Out of these five potent forms, even if you catch one potent form, or from the nine devotional services, you catch Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakya, Atma Nivedanam, you catch any one of them and perfect that. So, in this world also, if a person can, rise maximum to his karmic credits, he's having by his own endeavor. But a devotee's success is not limited by, karmic, credits. It can go far beyond that, too much so that Krishna wants to empower this devotee, and Krishna wants to empower the devotee unlimitedly, because Krishna is unlimited. He wants to empower that devotee also unlimited. And if you see in Prabhupada's life also, how Krishna has empowered. Prabhupada is a Shaktivish avatar, and he specifically empowered Prabhupada. Na bhuto na bhavishyato. Nobody has done this in any millennium also. What Prabhupada has done for the living entities in Kali Yuga. In 11 years, 108 temples, and in 11 years, 80 books. Is it possible to write? No, not at all. See, even to write one book now, any author takes minimum 5 years to write one book, because he writes and he edits and re-edits and again, back and forth it goes. But in Prabhupada's life, you see Chaitanya Charitamrita written in 2 months. With what speed Prabhupada was writing, the devotees could not even match that, speed with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was like, dictating, and the devotees were not able to match with that speed of Prabhupada. And this is what is called Shaktivesh avatar. Nobody can do this in any lifetime also what Prabhupada has done. Like, and not only writing books, but building temples and, talking to those people for acquiring the land, and so many other formalities and so many other difficulties Prabhupada has faced. And in the midst of that also, Prabhupada is writing books also, and he's negotiating with the different landlords for acquiring the property. And this is amazing. And in between that also, he's giving classes also, morning walks also, morning talks also, and he's writing letters also. What a multitasking. I can never imagine, what is Prabhupada's day schedule. So Krishna wants to empower a devotee who can stop, who can stop that devotee, or who can stop Krishna from, doing. So that is why if we also see that we are an instrument in the Supreme Lord's hand, it will be so very this. कभी कभी क्या होता है ना, Krishna demands that, humility. And when you become humble, then you get everything. Till the time we are arrogant and we are in ignorance, and till the time we have our own ego, then we don't get anything. But the moment, and see, I also have seen in my own life, the moment we start surrendering to the Vaishnavas, automatically that mercy starts flowing. Automatically. And sometimes we might just even wonder that, am I really qualified to do this seva, and how am I able to do this seva? But our Seva authorities who are there in the temple, they are pure devotees who are guiding us. And seeing their face, Krishna is acknowledging our services over here. Otherwise, how is it possible that I do some seva in the temple? But yes, we have authorities who have a very selfless attitude for serving Krishna. And because they have that selflessness, Krishna through them is actually giving us his own service. So that is why whenever we get some service, we should have so much of gratitude for our authorities who are engaging us in Krishna's loving devotional service. See, we ask daily, right? Hey Krishna, hey Radha, hey Krishna, please engage me in your loving devotional service. But who is actually involved. Only through a pure devotee we get access to that service also. Otherwise, not possible to get that service. So, for me also, whenever I get a service, I always thank the authority. I always, and in case there is any flaw in that service, and if a feedback is being given, we very wholeheartedly accept that service without putting our ego in front. We always accept our mistakes. Sometimes we don't accept mistakes because we have that ego है मैं कैसे गलती कर सकता हूँ मैं तो कोई गलती कर ही नहीं सकता हूँ. Not that way. We feedback has to be taken in a positive sense, because the one who is giving feedback is also trying to serve Krishna, and he also wants to best serve Krishna, and I also want to best serve Krishna. But sometimes, being human beings, we tend to make some errors, which we could be careful in the future to not make that same error again. So ahead he says that, in this 34th shloka, he's saying that he's already killed all these Drona and Bhishma. Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jaydratham cha Karnam cha tatha Jnanapiyo Dhaviran Maya Hatanstvam Jahima Vyashtita Yuddhasva Jeta Asirane Sapa Sapatnanaha. He says that Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and other great kings, warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight, and you will vanquish your enemies in the battle. So, see, Jayadratha wasn't listed in the prominent warriors, and he was not mentioned by Arjuna when he had spoken about this Vishwarupa. Okay, but Krishna is saying that by my will, you will be able to kill even Jayadratha. Jayadratha is a very powerful warrior. So, because it is Krishna's ichha or Krishna's desire that Jayadratha be killed, so Arjuna will be able to kill Jayadratha. This is what he's saying in this particular shloka. And then ahead he says, okay, now from here, Sanjay ji is going to start speaking. Okay, Sanjay speaks over here. Sanjay उवाच एतत् श्रुत्वा वचनं केशवस्य कृताञ्जलेर् कृताञ्जल कृताञ्जलिर्वपमान किरीटं नमस्कृत्वा भूय एवः कृष्ण सगद् सगद्गदं भीत भीत pranamyam. So he's saying that Sanjay said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the trembling Arjuna offered obeisances with folded hand again and again, and he fearfully spoke to Lord Krishna in a flattering voice, as follows. So see, uh, actually, hmm, uh, the Vishwarupa spoke quite encouraging words, but Vishwarupa was quite fearsome to see, that because Kshatriya do not, because the Kshatriyas, they do not become very fearful. Okay. Uh, what to talk about Arjuna? Because the darshan of Vishwarupa, especially, the Kal, Rupa was so much, fearsome. So, there are various aspects also of the universal form, which is also discussed in the second canto. You know, some of you all have done the second canto with me when we are doing the night reading of the Srimad Bhagavatam. But The basic concept is that we connect the universal or the universe with Krishna. And whatever manifestations we see within this universe, we see them as the manifestation of the Supreme Lord's form. And by that, we spiritualize this vision of the universal form, and we understand that what is the glory of Krishna. So, the meditation of the Virat Roop is the first step in God realization. This is what is written in the Bhagavatam second canto in that particular chapter. So, why it is the first step? Because initially people have a material conception, and in that consciousness, things which are materially big are respected by material people. बड़ा घर, बड़ी गाड़ी, you know, सब कुछ वड्डा वड्डा, सब कुछ बड़ा बड़ा होता है, like in that way. So Prabhupada is saying that in the Bhagavatam that this is the conceptualization, which means that it is not that the Lord has a form like this, which is somewhere in the spiritual abode. The Vishwarupa form is not there in the spiritual form. But Srimad Bhagavatam talks about kalpita, kalpana kiya hua hai, imagined. So by this way, Lord's form is imagined by even the great thinkers. So, but in the Bhagavad Gita, the Vishwarup form that is there is not conceptualization. It is not revelation. Uh, Conceptualization is like, what? We have conceived by our own imagination. But revelation is everything is flashed in front of Arjuna by the Supreme Lord. Krishna reveals himself out of his own accord, apni marzi se. Like for example, I cannot say the sun that, hey sun, now you rise. No, the sun will rise on its own accord. Similarly, Krishna will reveal apni marzi se. According to his own desire, Krishna will reveal, right? That way. And in the Bhagavatam, Vishwarupa meditation is described as a sadhana. But here for Arjuna, it is actually Kripa being given to Arjuna, right? So in Vishwarupa, Kal Rupa is not shown. Uh, that is especially shown to Arjuna, which the Lord had shown to Arjuna as an assurance that, see, Kalosmi, time I am. And even if you see in that assembly of the Kauravas, when the Virat Roop was shown, but there also Kal Roop was not shown. So even Mother Yashoda also saw the Vishwarupa, but she also had not seen any, anything like that, like any blood or anything like that. So that is why it is said by Krishna that this form is never shown to anyone earlier. This form is shown only to you, Arjuna. So Arjuna had already identified Vishwarupa as the Supreme Lord Vishnu, and he said, uh, that Vishwarupa. Then why he's asking, why he's asking over here that, okay, who are you? Please tell me what is your mission. If he knew what the Supreme Lord Vishnu is, and he's Vishwarupa, then why is he asking? See, he's asking because the Kal Rupa of the Supreme Lord has never been seen, and uh, this Kal Rupa is actually within this Vishwarupa only. And this Kal Rupa, what is he doing? He's devouring everyone, and that is what he has asked, which is described as Kal Rupa. So after understanding this Vishwarupa, Arjuna is offering prayers which are covered in the next few verses, and he's glorifying the Supreme Lord. So No, what is it? 35. Let's try to cover up a couple of shlokas and see where I can stretch till. I'm able to stretch, so I'm stretching. अर्जुन उवाच स्थाने ऋषिकेश तव प्रतिक्रिया जगत् प्रहार जगत् प्रहारुसति अनुरज्यते च राक्षसीन् भीतानि दिशो द्रवन्ति सर्वे नमस्यन्ति च सिद्धसङ्गः. Arjuna said, O master of the senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfect beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. So, see, if you see, Arjuna is offering prayers over here, and then he's offering prayers, then he starts glorifying also, he's paying obeisances also, he's apologizing also, and he's requesting also. You will see there is a pattern that he's following actually in the Subodhini, if you all see. First, he's offering prayers, then he's glorifying, then he's offering obeisances, and then he's apologizing, and then he's giving some request as such. So then he's saying that, sthane rishikeshatva pratikriyaha. So he's saying sthane, the right position. It's so rightly done, and you are Rishikesh, who is the master of the senses. And what happens when your glories are spoken? Because it's glorifying Krishna. So, what is the effect when somebody glorifies you? So he's saying that Jagat Prahursyati Anurajyate. So the whole, universe becomes uh, delighted, they rejoice, they become attached to you. Anurajyate, they become so much attached to you. And see, two things are happening, One is that person becomes joyful, prahasyati, and the second is he becomes attached to the Lord. Two things are happening when the glories are being spoken. So, see, even when we are studying Bhagavatam, or even when we are giving our personal prayers to Krishna, two things are happening. One thing is I become joyful, and secondly, I become attached also to Krishna. जितना हम जिस व्यक्ति के गुणगान करते रहेंगे, तो हमें आनंद मिलता है उस व्यक्ति का गुणगान करते वक्त. सेकेंडली, हम उस व्यक्ति के प्रति आसक्ति भी डेवलप करेंगे. विल डेवलप अटैचमेंट टुवर्ड्स द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड. सो those who are devotionally inclined, this is for them. That I'm glorifying Krishna, so I'll be joyful also, and I'll become more attached to Krishna also. And then what is happening is, uh, when I'm glorifying, then what is happening is, cha rakshamsi bhitani dishaha dravanti. So then those who are demonic, they run in various directions. तो मेरे अंदर की जितने भी demons है, this is like the two meanings are there. So when there is a glorification externally, okay, so externally all the demons will run away in different directions. Anything inauspicious runs away. But within me also, मेरे अंदर भी जितने भी demons बैठे हो, there are 6 demons sitting inside me. Lust, greed, anger, pride, ego, envy, all these are sitting. They will also run away. So internally also action is there, and externally also actions are there. And then he's saying that, hmm, Sarve namashanti cha siddha sangha. And all the siddhas, all these, saintly people, they are offering obeisances unto you. They are offering their respects to you. Uh, and all this is rightly done. So what exactly happens is that uh, when when these two activities are happening, when I'm glorifying Krishna, firstly I'm joyful also and I become attached to Krishna. Okay. And then because all the see, if the demons are running away outside, if all the anarthas are going away outside, then what is happening? Saintly qualities are entering into me, right? अच्छे अच्छे गुण जो है भगवान के ही अच्छे गुण मुझ में आ जाते हैं. Then what happens? All, all the saintly people, they offer obeisances, because that person becomes saintly. So other saints also will offer obeisances. And the other saints are offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord also. And this is so much rightly done. So there are even different types of Raksha mantras in the Vedic tradition. And these mantras, they utter or recite to protect from bad omens or some ghost. And similarly, this Raksha mantra or this mantra is a part of the Raksha mantra. By chanting this mantra, the Rakshasas, they go away. So this is what is said in the 36th shloka. Let's go to the 37th shloka. Prabhupada writes over here. In all cases, a devotee glorifies the Lord because he knows that whatever he does is good for all. Then the 37th shloka is saying that how the Lord is worshipable by everybody. Okay, he's saying that Kasmascha tena nameran mahantan gariyase brahmano api adi katre ananta devesha jagannivasa tam akshara sad asat tat param yat. They say that, oh great one, greater than even Brahma, you are the original creator. Why then should they not offer their respectful obeisance unto you? O limitless one, God of gods, the refuge of the universe, you are invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. So, he's saying over here that why they should not offer, their respectful obeisance unto you. And why? Because what is his position? Hey, you are, Mahantam or Mahatman. है ना? Here he is giving this word. Mahatman, आत्मा होती है, लेकिन आत्माओं में भी महाआत्मा भगवान है. ठीक है ना? So Gariyase, you are greater than that Brahmana also, Brahma also, sorry. And uh, uh, see, uh, uh, see, of course, uh, Brahmana may can refer to Brahma also, it can refer to, of course, Brahman also, it can refer to Brahmana also, So, or it can refer to our own Brahmaji also. So, here it is referring to Lord Brahma. So, Brahmana api adi kartre. So you are greater than even Brahmaji also. This is what it is. Ananta Dvesha Jagan Nivasa. You are Ananta. You are unlimited. है ना? And Dvesha. Sorry, Deva Isha. O God of gods. And then he's saying that because see, why God of God? Because you are the controller of all the gods. Not only that, but you are even the shelter also of the whole universe. Dev Isha, right? You know? And then he's saying, Tvam Aksharam Sat Asat Tat Param. You are that infallible, imperishable, you are transcendental, and you are only the cause and you are only the effect. And though you are cause and effect, you are still transcendental. This is what he's saying over here. And then in the 30s, this was the 38th shloka. Okay. Hmm. There's a nice, there's a nice shloka. He's saying that त्वमादिदेव पुरुषं पुराणं त्वमास्य विश्वस्य परं निधानं वेत्तासि वेद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनन्तरूप. You are the original personality of God at the oldest and the ultimate sanctuary of this of this manifested cosmic manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes, all limitless form. This cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you alone. And ahead he's saying that Varyamo Varuna शशाङ्कः प्रजापति पतिस्त्वं प्रतितामहे प्रतितामहंश्च नमो नमस्ते अस्तु सहस नमो नमस्ते अस्तु सहस्र कृत्वा पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते. You are air and you are the supreme controller. You are fire, you are water, you are moon, you are Brahma, the first living creature, and you are the grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisance unto you 1,000 times and yet again. So he's offering obeisances again and again. This is what is being explained over here. So, he's saying that नमः पुरस्ताद अथ पृष्ठस्तस्ते नमस्तुते सर्वत एव सर्व अनंत वीर्यामिता विक्रमस्त्वं सर्वं समाप्नोसि ततो असि सर्वः. Obeisances to you from front, from behind, and from all sides. O unbound power, you are the master of limitless might. You're all pervading, and thus you are everything. So, here he is saying that you are everything. Sometimes, as friends also say, hey, तुम मेरे लिए सब कुछ हो, We say this to our friends also. कि तुम मेरे लिए सब कुछ हो या तुम्हारे बगैर मेरा क्या होता, like. So that's what Arjuna is also glorifying the same way. He's offering obeisances. And now he's going to, apologize to the Supreme Lord. I'll just read the translation because he's just apologizing over here. Why we should apologize, because we have also done so many, what do you say, हम लोग ने भी बहुत सारे क्या बोलते हैं अपराध किए हैं, So he's saying that, thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, not knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times, jesting as we relax, lay on the same bed, or sat or ate together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of my friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all those offenses. और देखना So he's saying that uh, because see, acharyas have also given some explanation on this. Hmm. He's saying that Sakheti Matwa. Yeah, I thought you as my friend, and I addressed you also, as Yadava, and I addressed you as I did not know your glories. So, and then he's saying that Maya Pramadat Pranayena Vapi. So for this reason, for this presumptuous behavior, there could be pramad, out of foolishness. That could be madness, pranayana, out of love also. So see, over here also, there is some rasa changing. Okay. We never see Gopas in Vrindavan apologizing, Krishna. Their relationship is very close. They will tease Krishna, they will wrestle with Krishna, and sometimes they will defeat Krishna also. If you see in the Gopal Champu book also, that after defeating these wrestlers of Kamsa, Krishna is calling his friends in the wrestling arena and he's wrestling with them. And they defeated Krishna. And Kamsa was amazed that what's going on over here, These children, Krishna and Balram defeated my wrestlers also, and they are again defeated by some other children. So very astonished. So this is Sakhyaras, okay, of Rajvasis, and it is actually called um, what is that rasa called? It's called Vishrambhya Sakhya, a very intimate, friendship or Sakhya is there. So uh, their Sakhya is very rarely covered over by, Krishna's divinity for them. Krishna is a very lovable child among them. Everybody wants to love Krishna over there. Everybody. What to speak of the Brajavasis, even the plants and even the rivers and mountains and the flowers and the fruits, because all these have consciousness. Everybody wants to love, Krishna. So for Arjuna, now he's paying obeisances, going down and seeking forgiveness. So this is called, Gaurav Sakhya. This Sakhya is called Gaurav Sakhya, means where Gaurav Sakya means what? I am aware of the greatness of Krishna. I am aware of the greatness of that particular person. And that is why, I offer obeisances. So, from our perspective, Sakya itself is a very exalted platform. And this is understood how much relishable and intimate the relationship in Vrindavan is there amongst the Gopas and the Gopis and Krishna and the Gopas as such. So then he further is describing that mm, that it is not that I addressed you like this, but he's saying that jokingly also I did. He's saying over here that uh, uh, for the sake of joking, what did I do? Yat cha avhasna artham asat kritah asi, you know, and I acted improperly, and what was that improper, action? Vihara, Shayya, Asana, Bhojaneshu, Ekah. So there were friends. So they see Krishna and Arjuna, they were friends. So sometimes they will lie down together, Vihara. They will play together, or they will sit together, or they will take food together. So at that time, what happened is एक अथाव अपि अच्युत tat samakshanam. So sometimes, Arjuna is saying that, when I spoke when I was alone, I spoke, teasingly to you. I made fun of you. And of course, I did it out of love. But sometimes I did this in the presence of the others also. See, somebody showing very Vishwarupa form. And then you say, so great. Array, I was so foolish. I did this to him. I did that to him. I was so casual. I was actually putting my hand around his shoulder. And, I stamped on his foot and I wore his clothes and I sat with him and I ate. I ate from his plate and he ate from my plate. So, he's saying that you are Achyuta. I am not Achyuta. I can commit mistakes, but you please forgive me for my mistakes. That is the saying that tam samaksham, tat kshamaye. You please forgive me for all those offenses that I have done. And I'm asking you kshama for that. I'm asking you forgiveness. So, Arjuna, when he understood how great Krishna is or his friend is, he's feeling actually that I acted so erroneously. He's feeling embarrassed at this point of time, and uh, so then he's comparing the powers of Krishna. We'll end with this shloka. Okay, means 43 shloka pe we will just end. पितासि लोकस्य चराचरस्य त्वमस्य पूजश्च गुरुर्गरीयान् न त्व न न त्वत्समो अस्त्य अभाधिका कुतोऽन्यो लोकत्रयेऽपि अप्रतिमा प्रभावः. So he's saying that you are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and non-moving. You are the worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is greater than you, nor can anyone be with you. Then how could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds? How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power? So he's saying that uh, Pitasi Lokasya, you are the father of all the worlds. You are not only the father of the moving, but you're the father of the non-moving also, right? And you're the most worshipable among all. Tvamasya pujasya cha gurur garyan, and uh, there is no comparison in the three world with you. So this is, another like, glorification going on that you're the most worshipable, Tvamasya Pujasya Gurur, or Na Tvat Samo. No one is equal to you. And Asti Abhyadhika Kuto Anyo. Where can there be anyone greater than you within these three worlds? Like, so this is another like glorification that is happening about, you know, Krishna from Arjuna's side. Let's go to the next shloka because this does not have much explanation as such. We'll go to the next shloka. Then he's saying that Tasmat pranamya pranidhaya kaya prasadaya tvam aham ishamidyam pitve putrasya sakheva sakhyo priya priyar harsi deva soduma. So he's saying that you're the supreme Lord to be worshipped by everything, every living being. Thus I fall down to you. You offer my respectful obeisance and ask your mercy. As father tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend, the impertinence of a friend, or a husband, the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrongs I may have done to you. Right. See, he's, uh, uh, he is repenting. See, he's giving three examples over here. Okay. Three examples. What he's doing is that as a father tolerates the impudence of the son, as a friend, the impertinence of a friend, or a husband, the familiarity of his wife. Please tolerate the wrongs I may have done to you. So he's begging forgiveness also as such. So I'll just stop over here. And if there are any questions, queries, doubts, you all are most welcome to ask me. If any clarifications have to be done, you know, are free to ask me. Okay, there are no queries, questions, doubts. Okay, fine. So we'll just wind up for the day. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, thank you.